If this video found you, pause for a moment, because it didn't just show up, it arrived. It's a signal, a message from your higher self, your quantum field, whispering, you're about to shift timelines. When you reach this stage, reality starts to feel slightly unstable. Time bends, old emotions resurface, things that once made sense suddenly feel hollow. And somewhere deep inside, something unseen is preparing to emerge. Before every shift in consciousness, your field begins to reorganize itself. The universe does not change outside of you first. It changes through you. You begin to feel frequencies that were invisible before. You start noticing patterns repeating. Numbers, names, synchronicities, déjà vu moments. As if reality itself is aligning like gears in a hidden mechanism. You may feel detached from your old life, like you're watching a movie of your past play in slow motion. That's because you're not who you were anymore. You are the witness of your old self, watching your previous identity dissolve. And that can be disorienting. Feels like losing control. But it's not. It's recalibration. Your soul is preparing to synchronize with a higher frequency, one that belongs to the reality you're moving toward. At this moment, the quantum field begins to recode your vibration. Your thoughts become magnetic. Your emotions become signals. You start to attract experiences that match the new version of your energy. And that's when the universe starts sending you markers. These markers are subtle signs, confirmations that you are crossing from one version of reality into another. But most people ignore them, dismiss them, or label them as weird coincidences. That's why this message matters. Because the signs that appear before your shift are the universe's way of saying, prepare. You're stepping into a higher timeline. When you begin to sense this change, you'll notice how the air itself feels different. Your body feels lighter one day, heavier the next. You might feel called to isolate, not out of sadness, but out of instinct. Because your nervous system needs silence to stabilize this new frequency. During this stage, you may lose interest in what once defined you. Friends fade. Habits dissolve. Desires shift. And though it feels like loss, it's actually liberation. The universe can't move you into the new chapter while you're still holding on to the old pages. This is not coincidence. This quantum precision. What you're experiencing is not chaos. It's alignment. The energy that once sustained your old identity is running out. You're being guided to surrender, to stop forcing outcomes and start allowing flow. Because right before a timeline shift, the quantum field tests one thing: your willingness to let go of control. If you resist, the process becomes turbulent. If you allow, the process becomes transcendent. You don't need to chase what's leaving. You need to listen to what's arriving. In this video, we'll uncover the exact signals that appear before you shift timelines, how to interpret them, and how to stay in resonance with the new reality that's forming around you. Because once you understand these signs, you stop fearing the unknown and start recognizing it as your future calling you home. As your old timeline begins to dissolve, reality starts to send you signals. They are not random. They are quantum markers, confirmations that your frequency is being rewritten. If you've been noticing any of these, know this: you are in the corridor between worlds. Signal 1, synchronicity becomes constant. Numbers, names, symbols, patterns. 1111, 222. Seeing the same phrase in different places. Strangers saying words you were just thinking. This is not luck. It is resonance. When your vibration changes, the quantum field begins to echo it back to you. What was once hidden becomes obvious. The simulation shows you the code. You are seeing the mirror of your new frequency before it locks into reality. Signal 2: old realities collapse. Jobs end. Relationships fade. Projects stall. You feel as if the ground beneath your feet is dissolving. This is not punishment, it is clearing. Everything that belonged to the old version of you cannot come into the new timeline. Think of it like a rocket shedding stages. You're not losing, you're being lightened. Signal 3: emotional whiplash. One day you feel invincible. The next day heavy and confused. This is your nervous system calibrating to the new frequency. You're adjusting to a bandwidth your body has never held before. Like a radio tuning to a new station, there's static before the signal is clear. Signal 4: heightened awareness. Suddenly colors seem more vivid. Sounds feel alive. Conversations feel deeper. You might even sense events before they happen. This is your consciousness stepping out of linear time. You're beginning to perceive reality from the outside, not just from within. Signal 5: deep desire to let go. A sudden urge to declutter, move, change names, delete old contacts. A quiet knowing that it's time to release. This is your quantum self clearing density so your future self can land. Every ending you're facing now is not a punishment. It's an initiation. Signal 6: acceleration of manifestations. Things you think about appear quickly, sometimes instantly. People show up with answers. Doors open without effort. Your frequency is strong enough now that reality bends faster. This is the confirmation that you're walking into a higher timeline. Signal 7: the snap moment. There is always a point in the process where everything feels different. It's not a logical change, it's a felt one. You wake up one day and the air feels lighter. Your body feels freer. Your mind feels quieter. This is the moment of shift. The old timeline has closed. The new one has begun. These signals are not to be feared, they're to be recognized. Because recognition stabilizes the frequency. When you acknowledge what's happening, you anchor it. When you resist, you scatter it. The universe doesn't hide these things to test you. It shows them to train you. Every synchronicity, every release, every surge of energy is your future self pulling you forward. And once you start to see the process for what it is, the fear dissolves. You stop clutching the past and start breathing into what's next. When you start recognizing these signals, something profound happens. You stop reacting, and you start participating in the shift. You begin to realize that the universe was never happening to you. It was always happening through you. Your awareness is the steering wheel of your reality. Every emotion, every thought, every decision sends ripples into the quantum field. And those ripples decide what version of reality solidifies around you. The moment of surrender. There comes a moment in every shift when you're asked to surrender completely. It's not about giving up. It's about letting go of control. You are no longer the character clinging to the script. You are the author rewriting it. Let the old patterns fall. Let the outdated beliefs collapse. Because you can't bring density into light. You've outgrown versions of yourself that were never meant to last forever. You are becoming energy, fluid, infinite, aware. Activating the new frequency. Close your eyes. Breathe in slowly. Feel the expansion of your chest. The signal that your consciousness is widening. Now imagine golden light moving through your spine, connecting every cell of your body. With every breath, that light grows stronger, merging with the blue frequency around you, the same hue of your higher self. Whisper to yourself, I allow my reality to reconfigure in alignment with my highest timeline. I release every version of me that belongs to the past. I am ready for the shift. As you repeat these words, your quantum signature changes. You are no longer broadcasting the vibration of waiting. You are broadcasting the vibration of becoming. Integration. The shift isn't something that happens overnight. It unfolds as you live it. You'll notice small confirmations. You think of someone and they message you. You set an intention, and the universe echoes it within hours. You feel peace in situations that used to create fear. These are not coincidences, they are evidence of alignment. Your consciousness has synchronized with the frequency of your chosen timeline. Final transmission. So when life starts to feel strange, when the familiar dissolves and the unknown begins to call, remember, this is your quantum upgrade. You are not losing control. You are regaining creation. You are not breaking apart, you are breaking through. The universe doesn't whisper to the unready. If this message found you, it's because the code within you is activating right now. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Albert Einstein, breathe, anchor this energy, and know, everything you're experiencing is the confirmation that your new timeline has already begun. When the shift begins to settle, the real work starts. Integration. Most people think the shift is the destination, but it's only the doorway. Crossing it is one thing. Learning to live in that higher vibration is another. After a major frequency leap, your body, mind, and spirit need time to resynchronize. You might feel tired, spaced out, or hypersensitive. That's not regression, it's recalibration. Your nervous system is expanding its capacity to hold more light. So give yourself grace. Drink water as if it carries codes of clarity. Walk outside and let sunlight remind you that you are stardust learning to breathe again. Rest, because rest is integration in disguise. The mirror phase. During integration, reality begins to mirror back any residue of the old timeline. Old fears, patterns, or people may briefly reappear. Don't panic, they're holographic echoes, not regressions. They surface so you can look at them from your new frequency and choose differently. Observe, don't engage. Bless, don't resist. Each time you respond from peace instead of panic, you anchor deeper into the new field. Living the new frequency. In this phase, subtle choices matter. The music you listen to, the thoughts you allow, the words you speak, they all tune your vibration. Speak as the version of you who already lives in that new reality. Move as if miracles are normal, because for your new timeline they are. When doubt arises, remember, doubt is only the mind catching up to what the soul already knows. You're not waiting for evidence, you are the evidence. The quantum alignment practice. Each morning, before the world's noise touches you, pause and affirm. Today I align with the highest version of myself. Every encounter reflects harmony. Every breath strengthens my new timeline. Visualize a thread of blue gold light connecting your heart to an infinite horizon. That thread is your quantum GPS. It always points toward expansion. Follow its pull. Even small steps taken in resonance become giant leaps across timelines. The embodiment. Soon, you'll notice that what once felt mystical becomes ordinary. Synchronicity feels like language. Intuition feels like logic. And peace becomes your default vibration. That's when you'll realize you didn't just shift timelines. You became the bridge between them. You are now living proof that consciousness creates form. Final reflection. So if you ever find yourself wondering whether the shift was real, look at how your inner world responds to life now. If love, ease, and awareness flow where fear once lived, you've already crossed. And every moment you choose presence over panic, gratitude over grasping, you stabilize that new reality a little more. Closing thought. What we call reality is an agreement we've forgotten we made. David Bohm. Breathe that in. Because remembering that agreement is the first act of mastery. There comes a point in your evolution where searching ends. Not because you've found all the answers, but because you've finally realized you were the answer all along. Every synchronicity that guided you, every breakdown that shook you, every silence that scared you, wasn't random. It was the universe rearranging itself to match the vibration of who you were becoming. Now, you stand at the threshold of mastery, not the kind that seeks to control reality, but the kind that flows with it. The shift from seeking to being. You no longer chase signs. You recognize them, because now the signal and the receiver have become one. When you smile for no reason, when peace feels louder than your thoughts, when you start to trust timing even when you don't understand it, that's when you've entered alignment consciousness. You're no longer a character in reality, you're the awareness behind it. And that awareness, timeless, formless, infinite, is what you've always been. The frequency of mastery. Quantum mastery isn't about doing more. It's about doing less and being more. It's the art of letting go before life pries your hands open. It's the ability to love what's leaving and bless what's arriving. True mastery is when nothing external can take away your internal alignment. When even chaos becomes your meditation. Because once you realize that reality rearranges itself around your state of being, you stop reacting and start orchestrating. The sacred pause. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, release. In this silence, you'll hear it. The hum of your new timeline. The soft pulse of a version of you who's already living in peace, purpose, and power. Let that frequency merge with you. It's not coming, it's already here. You're just remembering it. Final realization. The greatest secret isn't that you can shift timelines. It's that you already are in every moment, with every thought, every emotion, every act of awareness. Reality isn't testing you, it's mirroring you. And the moment you fully understand that, you stop asking for signs because you become one. The closing invitation. If this message found you, it's because your quantum field is ready to stabilize a higher reality. Don't ignore it, embody it. Let go of who you were told to be. Remember who you truly are. You are the bridge between matter and magic, between potential and creation, between this moment and eternity. So breathe deep, walk light, and remember, when your new timeline begins to unfold, there's a quiet moment that most people overlook. A space between what was and what is becoming. It feels like nothing is happening, but that stillness is sacred. It's the recalibration of your entire energetic system. The period of quantum rebalancing. Right after a major shift, your old patterns will try to return. They whisper, maybe you imagined it. Maybe you're not ready yet. Maybe nothing has changed. But that's just the echo of your past identity, trying to find stability in what no longer exists. This is the moment to hold your frequency, to choose alignment over anxiety, trust over control, presence over proof. Because every time you choose peace instead of panic, you anchor deeper into your new timeline. The law of observation. You are not just experiencing reality. You are collapsing possibilities into being through observation. Quantum physics calls it the observer effect. The act of witnessing changes what is witnessed. So when you stop reacting to the old and start observing from your higher awareness, you shift the energetic signature of your entire life. That's why silence is powerful. It's not empty. It's pregnant with creation, becoming the conscious witness. When you truly stabilize the shift, you begin to live as the witness behind the waves. Emotions rise, thoughts flow, people appear and disappear, but you remain still, like the center of a storm. That stillness isn't detachment. It's divine participation, awareness moving through form without losing itself. You realize everything you experience is consciousness, wearing a different mask to help you remember yourself. Quantum integration. Integration is not about doing more meditations or affirmations. It's about living your truth in ordinary moments. The real spiritual work happens when you breathe through discomfort, speak from authenticity, and act from love even when no one is watching. Every choice you make from awareness reprograms your field. You start to notice. Time slows down, synchronicities multiply, and reality begins to feel soft, like it's responding instantly to you. That's the universe confirming you've become a conscious creator, the observer beyond all experience. And then, one day you wake up, look around, and realize nothing external has changed dramatically. But you have. The same world now feels alive, vibrant, responsive. You don't just exist in reality, you exist as reality. That's the moment the quantum field bows to you, because you've remembered you were never separate from it. Final transmission. The new life doesn't arrive with fireworks. It arrives with awareness, the quiet recognition that everything is already divine. You are no longer waiting for signs. You are the sign. You are no longer chasing timelines. You are the shift. And every breath you take from this point on is a declaration. I am the observer. I am the creator. I am the field. As you move deeper into your new frequency, the universe will send you echoes of your old life. They aren't punishments, they're tests of stability. An old fear may surface. A familiar pattern might replay. A person from your past suddenly reappears. And for a moment you might wonder, am I really shifting? Or is this all the same again? No, it's not the same. You're being given a chance to respond differently. The echo effect. Think of it like sound bouncing off canyon walls. Your new vibration travels outward, hits the remnants of your old field, and returns to you for final integration. Each echo asks, will you fall back into the old frequency, or stand rooted in your new awareness? Every time you choose love over fear, you dissolve a layer of the past. Every time you remain present in discomfort, you rewrite the code of your old timeline. Recognizing the tests. These tests come disguised as small triggers. Delays, misunderstandings, self-doubt, emotional waves. But look closely. Each one is an initiation, a sacred invitation. To demonstrate your mastery, the quantum field is watching, not judging, not rewarding, just responding. When you no longer react, the test dissolves instantly, because there's nothing left in you to feed it. The pivot point. This is the moment when most people turn back. They crave the comfort of the known, more than the freedom of the unknown. But the unknown is where the new timeline exists. It's not chaos. It's creation waiting for your command. So breathe. Pause before you react. Feel the urge to repeat the old story, and let it pass. In that pause, you'll sense power, the quiet certainty that the old can no longer touch you, anchoring the new frequency. To stabilize your shift, stay grounded in gratitude. Speak only from truth. Act only from awareness. Rest when your body asks. The energy of transformation is demanding. It reshapes you from the inside out. But the reward is unshakable alignment. You begin to notice. Things that once drained you no longer matter. Situations that once scared you now dissolve effortlessly. You've become the vibration of peace itself. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Albert Einstein, You've now reached the threshold of mastery. The next step isn't about fighting the old. It's about embodying the new. After you've passed the first waves of tests, something subtle begins to happen. You wake up in the morning and, for a heartbeat, everything feels slightly off. Colors look richer. People's words sound softer. Old situations play out, but they no longer stick to you. This is what it feels like to walk with one foot in the old timeline and one foot in the new. You are literally existing between two realities. Quantum duality. At this stage, the mind tries to make sense of it. Why does yesterday feel so far away? How can I feel completely different? Yet my outer world looks the same. Quantum physics explains this as superposition. Two states existing at once until a choice collapses them. Your higher self is showing you both versions so you can consciously choose which one to embody. How it shows up. You'll notice synchronicities multiplying. Old triggers feel like background noise. You'll feel both excited and strangely detached at the same time. Dreams become vivid, almost like previews of what's coming. This isn't madness. It's the in-between. It's your consciousness rehearsing the new frequency, choosing your reality. Every thought, every emotion, every small decision becomes a vote. Are you voting for the old timeline by worrying and doubting? Or are you voting for the new timeline by trusting and acting from peace? You don't have to do it perfectly. You only need to notice, pause, and choose again. Each conscious choice strengthens the new pattern. Living softly. When you feel overwhelmed by the duality, slow down. Speak less. Breathe deeper. Anchor in nature or silence. The in-between is like the space between heartbeats. Nothing and everything at once. It's not meant to scare you. It's meant to show you that reality is malleable, and you are its sculptor. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Albert Einstein. As you practice holding this state without panic, the old timeline begins to fade naturally. Soon, there will be only one reality, the one you've been aligning with all along. There comes a moment when the in-between starts to thin out. The old timeline feels like a fading dream. The new one begins to feel solid, real, familiar, even though it's only just arrived. This is the crossing. It doesn't look dramatic from the outside. It feels subtle, intimate, like slipping into a new skin. The quiet crossing. People expect fireworks. What actually happens is a soft landing. One morning you wake up and you no longer think about the old fears. The person you used to be feels like someone you once played in a movie. You simply inhabit a new vibration, and life responds in kind. You notice different opportunities showing up effortlessly, conversations flowing with ease, resources, people, and ideas aligned with your new frequency appearing at the right moment. Signs you're anchored. Synchronicity feels normal. You're no longer surprised by coincidences. They're part of your daily rhythm. Your nervous system is calm. You handle situations that would have triggered you before with grace. Your intuition speaks louder. Decisions become clear. There's less doubt, more flow. The old story loses power. Even when reminded of it, you feel no emotional charge. Embodiment practices. To solidify your new timeline, start your day with a single, powerful intention. I am living my highest timeline now. Act as if you're already there. Dress, speak, and move like the version of you you've chosen. Offer gratitude for every small confirmation you receive. This anchors your frequency in the quantum field until the new reality becomes the default reality, becoming a walking portal. Once you cross, you begin to emit a stabilizing field for others. Your presence shifts rooms. People feel calmer, inspired, or more hopeful around you. You are literally a walking portal to a higher state of consciousness. You don't have to preach or teach. Your vibration speaks for you. The universe is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. Eden Philpotts, you are now in your new timeline. All that remains is to live from it, and to let life show you how responsive reality becomes when you finally embody who you really are. You've crossed. The old vibration no longer calls to you. The loops that once trapped you have dissolved. Not because you escaped them, but because you outgrew them. This is the moment the new timeline becomes your natural state. It's not something you visit in meditation anymore. It's who you are when you open your eyes in the morning. Life in the new frequency. Here, everything feels lighter. Conversations carry clarity. Time bends softly. Days flow instead of rush. Even the smallest events shimmer with meaning. You begin to realize that manifestation is no longer about control. It's about resonance. What you hold inside naturally appears outside. You no longer chase outcomes. You simply align your energy, and the universe rearranges itself accordingly. Living from alignment. From this state, you speak slower, but every word carries weight. You act less, but every action ripples wider. You feel emotions, but they pass through without defining you. This is mastery, not in the sense of perfection, but in the sense of peace. You have remembered how to be the observer and the creator at once. You are the field. At this point, there's no separation between you and life. You are the quantum field expressing itself as a person. Every breath is a creative command. Every thought shapes existence. When you smile, entire realities shift. When you love, entire timelines heal. When you rest, the universe breathes with you. A new kind of power. True power isn't force. It's coherence, the alignment of mind, body, and soul with truth. From that coherence, miracles seem ordinary. People call it luck. But, it's physics at the highest frequency, anchoring the shift for others. Now, your purpose expands. You're not just living the new timeline, you're broadcasting it. Every encounter becomes an activation for others. Your calmness heals. Your joy awakens. Your authenticity liberates. You don't need to convince anyone. Simply being is enough. The infinite continuum. Even now, the evolution continues. New possibilities will appear. New realities will open. Because the quantum field is infinite, and you are its infinite expression. You are no longer waiting for your next shift. You are living in an eternal state of becoming. Everything we call real is made of things that cannot be regarded as real. Niels Bohr. Final transmission. The timeline has shifted. You have remembered your true nature. And from this moment forward, your life will continue to mirror your consciousness. Endlessly, effortlessly, beautifully. So when signs appear again, repeating numbers, déjà vu, echoes of synchronicity, smile, because it's the universe whispering, you did it. You became the shift. Cyclone like this if you felt your new reality forming. Dizzy comment, I am the shift to anchor your timeline. Milky Way and subscribe, because your next evolution is already waiting for you.